Hey guys, Prickly Hedgehog here, welcome back to the channel, and DCS have of course announced a significant number of updates. They did a update to the stable version of DCS yesterday on November 15th. I did not have much success with that stable update. I have to say I didn't find it particularly stable. I think because there was also an NVIDIA driver update this week for graphics cards, there was some conflict. I was having some blue screen of death issues, and that affected other things, and now I'm looking at wondering if I need to do a clean install of Windows just to purge a lot of the monkey business that's going on. Not something I'm really looking forward to, but it may be necessary because I'm not, my system's kind of not as stable as it should be. Crashes with Steam, that kind of stuff. So a lot of compatibility issues, and I think it's just bad luck, just a combination of two updates, if you like, a driver update, which can always be, sometimes they hit and miss, sometimes they work really well and there's no issues, and other times, you're like, what did you guys do? Crashed my, my system. So, yeah, but apart from that, let's focus on some of these updates because there are some big changes coming up on the 19th, and we're expecting some really exciting things. We'll start with the F-16, of course, because that's the primary focus of some of my videos here. The F-16 has been out for about 6 weeks now, maybe, tops, and it's looking pretty good. We're on track, really, for getting very close here to a really decent-looking module. One of the features that they're going to add on the 19th next week, we're looking at track-well scan for the radar mode, and they've talked about that. The steer point sequence mode, auto steer point sequence mode. They have corrected some flight director behavior. The countermeasures dispensing system on the DD is going to be functional. There's a new stall's drag implementation, so that will affect the speed of the aircraft depending on stall configuration, drag, and subsequent handling. Initial data link on the mids here, link 16, and we've got external lights finally, which will add to the level of immersion. A nice little adjustment there, especially for those night flights. They have, a lot of people talked about this, there wasn't one initially, but now there will be a centerline fuel tank. They have corrected the lock hold when switching master mode. They've corrected, or will be correcting the radar lock only RWR indication, radar warning, and then they've corrected the INS steer point change and the helmet mounted combat system. They're going to enable that to be disabled by a HOTAS command. So lots of little changes there. Aft pod antenna option for the F-18. We will, as they say here, we will be heavily focused on the Hornet to include such items as track-well scan and the AA CQ radar modes, updates to the targeting pod, and updates to existing weapon systems and countermeasures. So lots of changes there. The full log is actually a little bit more comprehensive. Excuse me. We're seeing the JSOW JDAM launch zones will now update when switching between TGP and TGT point. The Maverick no longer tries to lock while it's being slewed, and the weapon programming no longer retained after the aircraft is shut down. Auto bombing no longer affected by unselected waypoint altitudes. The air-to-ground missile 65EF indicates ready when master arm is safe. That's been fixed. Will be fixed. Added some more input commands for FLIR controls on the right console. Sensor panel for 3-position switches and category special for joysticks. So a little bit more flexibility there for those joystick configurations. Air-to-ground missile 65 field of view can be changed even when it's not selected, and the aircraft position initialization. Waypoint designation isn't cancelled by range if the aircraft position is invalid. So lots and lots of changes there for the F-18. F-16 we've already covered. The F-14 too has had some adjustments, or will have some adjustments. Obviously, not all of these things have been done yet, just to clarify. So we're talking some changes to Jester, who can now tune the radar elevation for a specific distance and altitude. They have adjusted trim speed, pitch damping, power at low speeds, the speed brake drag, pitch movement, it says pitch moment here, but I think that means should be pitch movement with gear and flaps, and they have adjusted the high angle of attack buffeting to start at a higher alpha, fixed one of the liveries. They've given Jester a little bit more trust in his pilot, so he's less likely to eject when he feels things are getting too hairy. They have swapped the X and Y in-map markers, and those will work with Jester again apparently. Flight engine flameout bug on in-air respawn is going to be fixed. Added the new quick start mission, watching the devil dog with laser guided bombs. That's a cool little mission. And they've added single player and co-op, 2 crew versions of the same mission there. And they've done some tweaking to the afterburners, which of course remain a work in progress. So that's cool. Another thing they have done here, Razbam has been very lucky. He's been able to get more information from the French Air Force with regards to the Mirage 2000, and the cockpit has been overhauled. Basically, it's, if I'm reading this correctly, it sounds like it's going to be a whole new cockpit. The images look pretty good. So the new features will include, according to the list of stuff, and I'm bouncing between the email here and also what's listed on the website, but we have a new cockpit model, new cockpit textures, new cockpit lighting, radio panel, ECM panel, a new seat harness. There's a new INS screen. They have added night vision goggles with a mount. They've added a underglare shield lighting assembly, and they've added a flashlight. There's a video available to peruse too, so for those of you that are fans of that particular module, it's basically been completely overhauled. I know there were complaints from some fans about the lack of bits and pieces in the cockpit, but apparently it's now listed as one of the most realistic simulations of that particular aircraft's cockpit that you can get. So that is exciting. Other things include, and that's available right now, is the Spitfire sounds. They have greatly improved all of the Mark 9 engine and propeller sounds. The new sounds were recorded from an actual Spitfire Mark 9 and added to the game, which is pretty cool. They have sound engine factors in things like altitude, airspeed, the engine RPM, the manifold pressure, and various other elements. You can hear the dramatic difference from both within and outside the cockpit, and that's available in the open beta right now, but it will also be available in the stable version. So lots of stuff going on. This is a pretty decent changelog right now. The Super Carrier, this looks cool. We're still waiting for this. This is again going to be a separate module, but they've added population or crew members now to the aircraft carrier. It's not just flight deck, but also they have sailors and pre-flight crew for the island itself, which again adds this decent layer of immersion. Remember that DCS have promised that the aircraft carrier, or the Super Carrier, is going to be the most realistic working model of an aircraft carrier that you can possibly get in any flight sim. It's the only aircraft carrier, I think, module that you can actually get right now in any flight sim that I can think of. So following the early access release, it will be later possible to occupy the air boss and landing signal officer locations in both 2D and VR, and they've added these images that we can kind of look at here just to kind of show you what's going on. It does look pretty impressive. Looks like they've cloned some of the crew, so I don't know if that will change in the future, but you get the idea. It's just another wonderful layer of immersion, and of course we have a much bigger aircraft deck to play on. I believe it's 18 aircraft that can be spawned on the deck at any one time. They're looking to increase that. I believe it's going to include working elevators and storage areas for the aircraft too. So the level of detail that they've gone to is pretty cool. I know there are some minor inaccuracies here and there that people have pointed out with some of the equipment on the deck, but overall these are minor complaints. The reality is, as I said, it's going to be one of the most realistic and immersive experiences for an aircraft carrier that you could ever possibly hope for, and that's exciting. So can't wait to play around with that. So those are the major change logs. There are some other bits and pieces. There's just too much to go through here, otherwise this video is going to be about 45 minutes, and I don't think you want to sit through that. Lots and lots of stuff. So I'll try and add a link if you wish to get a little bit more information in the meantime. Probably this time next week, hopefully I can bring you some more videos of those changes, and we can look at them in real time. In the interim, we'll see you around. Stay tuned for more info as it becomes available. Thanks for tuning in, guys. This is Prickly Hedgehog out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.